Hey, hi, how are you guys doing, man? I see you are at the house, Godspurs. How are you? Thanks, guys, for popping in. Excited to do today's show. I really am. Because everyone is doing these trading guides. So I thought it'd be a good time for me to come up with a slightly different take. Yeah, RDF has released a pretty good video. Fox C has been covering trading regularly. So yeah, in case I'm not around, we got content creators out there who are doing a very good job. And good news is they are also verifying and checking as well. So that's good. Yeah, I like to think that we are growing as a community, and that's making me really feel happy because it's really come a long way from 2016. Right, it's really come along, and I'm very proud of the community. I think that the level of skill as well has gone up quite a lot for a lot of people. I see them right now. I mean, we have some pretty talented players now. Speaking of which, our first fantasy draft, I didn't even win it. Man, but it was epic. It was epic. I think the first game was 3-3 and the second game was 3-2. Epic, man. So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't win. But that's not the be-all and end-all, right? It's more like, I just love to have fun. I hope you guys are having fun as well. Hey, ciao, Fernando. How are you, man? Logan Fox, Pan B. Chinese. Are you? Ni hao ma? Mark Noon. Hey, how are you, man? You unexpectedly enter stream like a round daughter. Did I enter the stream like a round daughter? Oh boy. Okay, this is what our plan is for today. Okay, so I'm gonna give first we're gonna cover certain things at the top. I'll explain where we are heading with as far as the as today's show is concerned, right? So okay. Now, when it comes to training, you often hear people saying it can be a good idea to leave it to the assistant manager, right? SI have also said that, but there are going to be times when leaving it to the assistant manager is a terrible idea, right? And I did a 1 season run, okay, with my team, Torino. Right, it's easier to do it after a season and then come back and review how you've done, like very much how I did the Porto development diaries. If you guys remember, in FM20 I did a 5-episode series on how I developed my players, focusing on different things as I went along. So on today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate the key steps that I normally would take with a save. Now, how did we start the save? We started the save by delegating as much as we could. So I delegated general training, I delegated individual training. I basically delegated as much as I could because I was doing something different. I was doing a kind of a tactical challenge for myself where I would use a different tactic every month. So this was going to be interesting because how would the players develop, right? That's the important thing here. So we will evaluate. Then I'm going to talk about all the facets. What are the things that you have to get right first? What are the things that you can ignore? And then what are the things you have to be careful of, right? So I'm going to look at all three things. So very often you find people playing the game. They play the game with 2 tactics, or they play 3 tactics. Or like, if you know anyone who's as crazy as me, they'll change tactics every month in the game, which is not very recommended, especially if you are into development saves. If you're doing a development save, you definitely do not ever want to be like that, because it is just going to wreak havoc on your development. So you generally, for development saves where you're looking at the youngsters and you want to bring them through the tiers, what you really want, okay, is to have consistency in your tactics, having a plan, having a development plan, a legacy plan, so these boys can step into the main team, they can carry on from there. Those are the things that you want to do. But if you're the sort of person that goes in and you change your tactics, and I'm talking not just changing them, I'm talking about completely, like me. One day you'll see me playing with a back 5. The next day you'll see me playing with only 2 defenders. Everybody else is attacking. I've got one tactic right now that has got three defenders, 2 DMs, and everybody else is on attack, except for 1 support duty, which is kind of crazy. But you know, I used that tactic, but then I wanted to do it in an extreme way to see how that would impact my players. And I've got some very interesting interesting findings to share with you guys. Naturally, this is over 1 season, right? So you want better, accurate numbers, you have to play the course of a season. Okay, so let's talk about roughly the main structure of training. Training is meant to be simple, organic. It's also idiot-proof. Okay, meaning you're not going to suddenly see the development of a player go negative, or you know, it just goes terrible. I mean, no. You might see static development in some players, and you might see growth in other players, but you won't break it, so to speak. Okay, young players will develop really quickly in the game, extremely quickly in the game. That's a fact. Okay, within 3 seasons, you could see upwards of 60 to 70 points in attribute gains. Between the ages of 16 to about 26, right? That is the time frame where you got to be good. I mean, you got to know what you want. You got to plan for it, because once they hit 26, you got to start thinking to yourself, you really better know what your position you want him to play in, because you only got like maybe a year or 2 left, and that's it, right? So you kind of need to know by the time he's 18 where you want to play him. You can't go, I don't know, right? Because if you go, I don't know, you are going to waste ages 18 to 24, which is a great time for them to develop. They will explode, they will grow, right? Once they are 28, you got to start planning for a training cycle for those players not to lose their attributes. Okay, so these are important things to understand first, because this is right at the top. You know, this is the first layer that you have to understand, which is the development cycle of a player. Now, as far as the development cycle of the player is concerned, then you've got another factor to consider. You see, this is a game, all the modules are linked, right? You got tactics linking to training, right? So a player that performs really well on the pitch is going to carry that into his training. A player who's performing well in training is going to carry that to the pitch. So you got to take advantage of these cycles to allow them to develop. And more importantly, you need to understand the environment you're in. If you have a player who's playing a lot of games, then he's not going to develop as effectively as a person who you're balancing his playing time and his training time. Remember Nicolo Maffei from last season? I was very, very careful about balancing his training, because I didn't want to screw up his development cycle. So he played well, 45 minutes. At the age of 18, he was playing 45 minutes. I bring him on for maybe 15 to 20 games a season, 45 minutes. Sometimes I play for 25 minutes. He gets a good rating, I take him off. He scores a goal, I take him off. I don't keep him on. Right? I was very, very protective over him. 18 years old, I did that. 19 years old, I still kept doing that. Even though by then, he was so good. We could just, leave him on the whole way. But I didn't. The most important thing here is, I didn't want him to get injured. Because the moment a player gets injured, you got to start thinking about rehabilitation training, right? So you got a lot of minor things you got to focus on. So that is important to bear in mind. So you got to think about the cycle a player goes through. Now, these are the 2 main things. Now, but at the end of the day, training, there's a ceiling to training. And that ceiling to how far they're going to develop is determined by several things. First, the player's potential ability. Secondly, the facilities at your club. The facilities at your club. The facilities at your club. And your coaches. Only the first team coaches, right? Don't worry about the coaches in the under 23s. Don't worry about the coaches in the under 18s. When it comes to those coaches, worry about the personalities. Now, there's a reason why. Because the youth facilities, rules recruitment, all these other factors, they all combine to influence the kind of Nugents that come through your academy. Right? So my philosophy, and I find this is the best way to do it. Make sure that you prioritize personality first, and then the attributes. You're gonna find coaches that are like that. I've got model citizens. You get rid of because especially the under 19s team, right? A lot of these like really You can just replace them. Trust me, no love lost. Okay, what about training facilities? Now, training facilities influence every single player you can see. Everyone that you can see. Under 19 players are going to be influenced by training facilities. The moment they're under 19, it doesn't matter if they're under 19. The moment you can see the player's attributes, training facilities take over. Right? So you have to make sure that your training facilities are always top notch. You also have to make sure that your coaches are good in the first team, because these are the guys who influence them, right? So these coaches need to have the right attributes. For example, you want possession, you want to have off the ball as an attribute. You value acceleration as an attribute. Then if you want value acceleration, make sure you've got a good fitness coach. If you value possession, make sure you've got a very good attacking tactical coach, because these coaches will have those attributes. You know, these are the ones that they focus on. So these are the things that you have to bear in mind. So rotation becomes very important for development cycles because of FM21's first season. All right. Now, nothing has changed in terms of development. Absolutely. I mean, it's all still the same, except maybe you've got mentoring has got a new thing there. That's about it. But the reason why 21 is going to be different is because of the fixture congestion that has happened, right? So fatigue now will play a big part in your season. So much like last season, where we start, you remember my psychotic army boot camp training schedule, which was endurance, and everybody thought I was being crazy. It works. You do a boot camp for the first week, which is endurance, like, every single day. You can put resistance every single day and then give them rest, right? And then put them in just for the first week, because you want to drive their fatigue. You want to make them tired. The moment you do that, they will last longer in the season without getting injured, right? So this is really important, right? Over the course of the season, these players in FM21, the first season, they're going to have so many matches that you got to be careful with your training schedules as well. So my recommendation is to make sure that you have at least 2 rest sessions. Practice a lot of rotation. Otherwise, when a player gets injured, you're going to be struggling. So that's the TLDR of training key steps. But we'll go into the video very soon where I'm going to show you the game. And we're going to deal with I'm going to go through it step by step to show you what I do at the end of the season, because that's important to the assistant manager. How badly did he perform? Because he didn't do very well. But it wasn't his fault. It was me. See, I intentionally created a scenario in the game world which was going to screw him over. And it worked. Some players developed, but there is a caveat for why they developed. Right? So before we jump in, I'll just say hi to everyone. Matt Richards, how are you, man? Fatman FM? Jomeko, welcome back. You get Yilmaz. For you, man. For you. Today's a Turkish jersey. Thoughts on Mourinho's new defensive system nowadays seems more fluid now. How can he plays a low block, Jakarta gamer. 4-2-3-1 low block. With the two DMs a bit lower. He's got a low block going. Very heavy on the counter attack. How did the birthday didn't go? It went well, man. It went well. My wife was really happy. But apparently she didn't like the cakes. I mean, I didn't buy the cake, right? So somebody else arranged the cakes. And she came to me and she went like, "Can you finish all the cakes?" And I'm like, oh. And then after that, after I did that, she reminded me I need to go biking, lose some weight. Man, the excuses she comes out with. And she's coming home soon anyway. We found out that there's we engaged a contractor to do something to a part of the house, and he did a really bad job, because now we have to tear the floor of because the children's playroom was actually in the house. It was it had a skylight. Right. Originally, I wanted to build a waterfall inside the house. Crazy thing. And there was grass, sand inside. Yeah, there's a part of the house that had that long time ago. And then I told my wife, I think this is getting too much, because this waterfall business is a bit too much work, because plants and stuff. I don't want to maintain this. So we decided to cover the floor up. So I had to get somebody in to do waterproofing, right? They had to screed the floor. And I don't think they did a good job. I'm not gonna say things because it's my wife's friends. You know my wife, she's got a postman in her pocket, she's got a boss in her pocket, she's got everybody, she's got so many friends. She needs gangsters to come over, they'll come over. It's like she's got mechanics she can call. I mean, seriously, every time I want to do something in the house, I tell her, look, honey, I want to change, I want to do something with the wiring. Oh yeah, you can call my friend. And I'm like, okay, but I want to get a professional. My friend he's very good. Now, see, I'm the one that pays the bills. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to tell her now. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure out something, man. I need a pro to come into the house. I don't want one of her friends to do it. I love her so much, right? I just don't want I'm the kind of guy that doesn't want any drama in the house. I mean, she's got friends. Yeah, no problem. Let's do it. Can they do it? Yeah, they can. How many times have they done this? Many, many times. Okay, good. She's not home yet. I can hear if the car pulls up. That's Pep's approach with Foden. Yeah, doing match preparation training before matches. Yep, you have to do match preparation training before matches. Under 90 coach therapies don't matter. They do matter, of course. But you always prioritize personality first, right? That's what you want to focus on. Because they affect the players that come through the ranks. So you make sure because I will turn them on to model. If I can, they'll all be model professionals first. And I particularly, there are times that I don't care about personalities. Yeah. One or two, maybe I'll let them, how hard, how difficult it is to find really, really good coaches. Yeah, I'd rather them set a good example for the players. Hopefully they influence the kind of players that come through the tiers. Is setting mentoring goals with just under 20 players useful? No, not really. You want to choose the best under 20 players and bring them into the senior team. But you don't want to just go around and whole under 20s and all of them mentoring each other. Nah. Don't waste your time. Because honestly, you're not going to find the entire squad of under 20s worth keeping anyway. You're going to look at 4 or 5, you're recycling them and loaning them out, hoping that they bring back, they earn something for you in the long run. That's what you're planning to do with the under 20s, right? Your players, it's a business, right? Don't forget that at the end of the day. Have you seen who? Of course. Yeah. I saw Guido's Savage, right? Milinkovic Savage. Yeah, he's a beast. Come on, man. We all love Milinkovic Savage. Have you seen me play draft mode with Milinkovic Savage? I love Milinkovic Savage. He's the perfect AMC in my tactic as well. I love having him because he's got jumping reach. He's a very good target man as well. So he holds up the ball and then he feeds players coming off him. Yep. I think I did draft mode with my friends and then I had him scoring for he comes in late and they get very annoyed. Yeah, Milinkovic Savage is a beast, man. It's like one of the first few signings I do in draft mode. It's like I think we had a match this last weekend. 2 of the players got picked up before I could even get them in. One was Ciro Immobile, who happens to be my kryptonite, and the other one is Savage. What is going on with Arsenal? Trying to create a replication of Arsenal. I don't know where to begin. I think you should just... Okay, honestly, I think Arteta is still looking for his identity. I think you should find one first before he does, because I don't think we can afford to wait any longer for Arteta to find his way. In fact, last night, Arsenal against Chelsea, right? Last night was Chelsea against Spurs. Not Arsenal against Chelsea. Last night, Chelsea against Spurs was a really good match. You know why? Because Spurs look damn good. Because Chelsea was scared. It's an indictment of Chelsea style, in fact. Chelsea were the ones you should expect them to go and unlock. I mean, they spent all their money. You'd expect them to go unlock Spurs, right? But Spurs was like playing that low block so well. They were like, yeah, you come here. Come. You try and break us down. Because I got Son Heung-min and Harry Kane in reserve. So you can see... You can see how restrained Chelsea was last night. It was such a sterile game when I watched it in the end. Yeah, I think I was last like 15 minutes, man, watching that game. Wolves was the Wolves match was much better. I mean, can you imagine? I had to wake up, watch the game, so you can tell I had very little sleep. What about teams where part registration requires you to play and have under 19s? Yeah, then bring them into your under 19s. Bring them into your under 19s. Where part requires you to play and have under 19s, right? Correct. You have to, honestly, you will have to do that. You can't just leave the under 19s in the under 90s. The best under 19s have to be moved into your first squad. I mean, of course, you're not looking at 16 years old, 17 years old, but you got players who are 18. They should be able to play by then in your first team. Right? You will definitely be able to have at least one or two. And then what you do is when you put them into your senior squad, make them available for under 23 matches or under 19 matches, whichever one is appropriate for your league, and give them like 90 minutes or 45 minutes, and then, you can register them for two teams. You know that, right? Because in the senior team, they don't have to be registered. They just have to be in the team, the squad. Yeah. Have you tested the league in Canada? It's short, but really cool. I want to have a look at the Canadian league. Yeah. Because I did MLS last season, right? I haven't played Canadian. Or is it MLS the season before? Yeah. I still need a friend to run through all these American leagues with me because I don't understand what's going on. Even though I played one season. It's that whole designated player thing. Yeah. And the youth thing. Yeah. Youth development. I need my youth development. That's one of the reasons why in FM19 I kind of it was FM18. I didn't really enjoy MLS because youth development was so non-existent. You would love to see me do a Mourinho. I think the boys are doing Mourinho replications right now in Discord, I think. I don't know, Jahid isn't here, but I think they were talking about it, discussing it, because we created a 4-2-3-1, and then I think the boys adapted it for Mourinho some way. Yeah. Hey, Anurag Dixit, how are you, man? Alright, you love my kit? Well done. Thank you very much, Mon. Thank you very much. 4-2-3 Arsenal in the middle block. Focus play through the middle. I want to get Aubameyang to be the top scorer on the left, but not really sure how to do it. Yeah, you started well. Yeah, focus play through the middle is going to open up the space on the flanks, right? So, attacking duty for Aubameyang. Complete forward drops out. The other side is an inverted winger. Launching, roaming playmaker in your 4-2-3-1. Use an AMC as a hook. And then you got Aubameyang attacking the box. It should work. Sounds simple. I make it sound so easy, right? Alright, so okay, first up, let's put some context into this, right? Let's look at the team. The team so far, we did okay last season. We won the title. Okay, but this is how we did it. Look at, I want you to pay attention to this. Don't worry about the results. Look at this, right? These are all the tactics I used. I use a 3-4-1-2, a 3-4-3, a 4-4-2, a 3-4-3 diamond, a 4-3-3 wide, a 3-4-3 flat. This 4-1 DM is definitely Galileo. It's regular 4-2-3-1, a 4-1-3-2. Did I go? Do I have my Christmas tree as well? No, I didn't do the Christmas tree. Yeah, so maybe this year, no, I'm not gonna. This year is different. So these are all the matches they played. Now, what does this do? Okay, I want you to understand one thing about training, right? Okay, this is important. So I'm going to kill the music in my ears. Okay, when you go to tactics, there's certain things that we have to understand. First, role ability. When you choose a player, blah, 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 this is the best player according to all your managers. All your stuff. That's cutting a long story short. But when you play with so many tactics, what happens is this. If you create a training schedule for your players, like say, let's take a look at one of my players, right? So let's look at the attacking midfielders and strikers. Now, these guys, players like Vincenzo Milico, he kept being played in different positions. One day he's a winger, the next day he's an inside forward, the next day he's a striker. This guy was being moved around a lot. Right? But you know what I left his training on? I left his training on generic, right? So you know the generics, you know what generic is, right? So if you go here and you leave it on position, without him changing anything else. So if you leave it on something like very generic, it means you leave it on playing position like this, okay? And then what will happen is that when over time this will change, right? But it will depend on the position he's been set up for. So what will happen is he will be trained for that position. Where is Milico? Right, where you go, training. Okay, so now he's been trained for this position, right? But if I put Milico in a different position, and he goes into another position to play, this doesn't help him very much. So his development is going to be affected by this, right? So I don't like doing this if I was the kind of person that changes tactics very often, because then you'd have to think, okay, maybe we should just, we should change this, because right now he's in this playing position, right? The last time he played as a striker. Then we change him around. Let's change this around. Okay, so we quick pick. Okay, and we swap this out, and we go, where's Miliko again? Right, because he's not available at the moment. So what you want to be careful is, if you start doing this, then it will mess with every time you change your tactics, it's going to affect his development, right? Because one day you're playing him as maybe you're playing him as a striker. The next day you're playing him as an Engash. The next day you're playing him as a this. The next day you're playing as that. So what will happen in the game is every time you change his roles, right? He's just gonna screw things up. Let's move it up a day, because we're gonna move all this nonsense up a day. Okay, where's Miliko now? Okay, training. See, so he's got AMC, he's got EG here in the role, okay, in the Firestorm tactic, right? So we're using the Firestorm tactic. He'll be training this. And, this bar here, position, role, and duty, will always be a bit wonky. So, this is if you leave him to the S-man. So, let's look at his progress. CA is not too bad. Attribute development in one season. Okay. You see this green bar here? It means this one is the only one that went up by at least 1 point. 1 point. That's all we have. Just 1 point. Okay. Was last played in. Okay. All right. Now, this will affect most of your outfield players, because if you're the kind of person that changes tactics, it'll affect all your outfield players. But there are players that were not affected are going to be my defenders, because my defenders are always going to be defenders, right? So we got Lianco, right? So this is Lianco, 24 years old, still can develop, training. Again, Lianco was left on playing position, so I didn't change this. I've only recently done it. I took over so basically I've just taken over the save, and I kicked the Assman out of his job, and I've taken over myself. Because now you see this guy's progress. So he, on the other hand, had more attributes that developed, right, over the course of a season. Agility, 1 point increase, 13 to 14. We got jumping reach, also 1 point increase. This should also be a 1 point increase. Strength should also be 14, 15, right? Decisions also 1 point increase. Decisions, so he grew. So because he stayed in his position, it was relatively easy. He wasn't so confused. He didn't have to, oh my god, he wants me to play as a winger today. Oh no, tomorrow I'm playing as this, playing as that. You see, if you're gonna do the crazy things that I do, or if you want to be a bit more fine-tuned about your tactics, what you should do when you go into your tactics is decide what position, how you want to train them. Okay, the easiest way perhaps is to train them in the position, in the role that you're playing in that tactic. So if you got a tactic and you decide you want to play that tactic for the rest of the season, then choose that role for that player. So in this case, Armando Izzo, when it comes to training, I want to train him as a wing back. I'm retraining him because as a central defender, he's not that good, but he's got potential as a wing back. So I'm going to train him as a wing back, and I'm going to leave it this way, right? I'm not going to change it. His attributes are going to develop. Now, this will lock him into learning that. What this means is that over time, his PRD will, sometimes his PRD won't be maxed out, right? It may not be maxed out, but I don't mind this because you should be more concerned about maxing this out. This is getting them to learn the ins and outs of the tactic faster. So this is perhaps the most important thing to understand, right? So if you do this, you're fine. Then you've got additional focus as well. Additional focus, same thing. Do the same thing with your additional focus. Find an area of the game you think is weak. So in this particular case, I don't want to do anything more, right? I want to focus. I don't want to add more attributes. If I want to do anything, it'll be passing, vision, and technique. Now, this brings me to my next point, right? So we'll do passing. Okay, next point. Now, you have players. In FM20, we could train a player to use his weaker foot. In FM21, you can't do that anymore. You can stop him from using his weaker foot, but you can't train him for his weaker foot intentionally. SI have acknowledged that sometime in the future, they'll give us a bit more control. But for now, if you want to train somebody to use their weaker foot, there's only one way of doing it. You got to basically have a training schedule. So we're going to just custom. I'm just going to pick one of these. Okay. All right. You need a training schedule which has technique inside it. So this doesn't have any technique. Physical doesn't have any technique. This has technique. There we go. So if you want to improve a player's ability to use the other foot, you need to have training sessions that have they work on the attribute development for technique. So I got a few, like strikers training, ball distribution. There's no technique here. Chance creation. That chance creation gives us technique. So I've got chance creation for technique. And for FM21, right? If you go in and you set up your training schedules and you give it to the S-Man will probably come up with something like this, right? For your first season. This is your first season. This is an okay first season. It's not too bad. However, it is way better for you to do something a bit more aggressive because you want you want them to be fatigued. So I will do, where's my heavy? There we go. This is my first week. This is boot camp, right? So they come back in, they go and do this. This match practice is not, okay, match tactics in preseason, forget it, don't waste your time. Right, so just go in there, do outfield. All right, so this is their preseason. Now, once this week is done, for the first 8 weeks, right, do something like this. So this has got, in fact, this is not preseason, this is balance training. Preseason tactical familiarity. So this is for my preseason tactical familiarity. You don't need this, right? Because this is just for match bonus. It helps with tactical familiarity. That is true, right? It does. It improves your tactical familiarity and improves the two attributes, decisions and teamwork. So you can leave this in here, right? You can if you want to, but I find that this isn't enough. I mean, I guess it's debatable, right? What's more important is this group. Okay, this gives me tactical familiarity very quickly. And then you can do, then you copy this and you paste it in. So your preseason becomes something like this. This is your preseason now. Now, in FM21, you want to make sure that your preseason covers tactical familiarity because that gets them, that gives them, you want to get this bar up, right? So let's go back to one of our players. You want all these to get filled up. This guy hasn't been playing in the first team, so naturally he is going to take a while, right? So he hasn't been playing for a long time. Now notice one thing. You want to be very careful with all this as well. See this? His tactical familiarity is working on a 5-3-2, but maybe this whole season I want my team working on Firestorm, right? So they're going to work on Firestorm because that's the tactic they've been using. So they're going to use the Firestorm system that I have, which is this system. Yeah, okay, which is a bit of a fun, crazy, one of those experimental systems I like. Okay, so you do that for all your players, right? So you get them, you make sure that they're learning the system that you want them to play in. Once again, to reiterate, it's very simple. If you're not sure, train them in the role that they are going to be playing in the tactic. That's the first thing. If you understand the nuances of the engine a bit better, you understand training a bit better. If you want to, you want to like be a little alchemist, mix a bit of this with a little bit of that, you can as well. In fact, that's how I like to do it, right? So that is a bit more challenging, but you can, as long as you leave him or you keep him doing that, it's fine as well. But you're gonna be taking a more likely than not, you're probably gonna take a slight hit to this. But is this important? No. You know what's more important in this game? This. Positional familiarity is way more important than this because in here, SI do not tell us what the exact weight is for these three elements. It could be maybe role has 50% weight, and then position and duty have got what the balance, right? They split 25 and 25 with themselves. So it could be that could be the weight, but we don't know. SI don't tell us those numbers. So this is just how familiar the player is with his position, how familiar the player is with his duty, and how far along has his development allowed him to fulfill the requirements for that role. But as we all know, that's not really that important, because if he has the role, if he has most of the attributes to play the role, we want to play him there. Because I've been doing all these Neymar experiments. Neymar as a libero. I've done Mesut Ozil as a libero. I've done Mbappe as a wing back. And it still works. So why worry? Just worry about this group. Don't worry about this too much, because this will come up to about here, and that's fine. Yeah, it will come up to here. Like, look at this guy. Where is our friend Lianco? Right? I think he should be fine. Then he's like this only. Then we got a few. So I wouldn't bother too much, because now, furthermore, it's preseason, right? So we got this guy. He hardly ever plays. He hardly ever plays nowadays. He doesn't even play. In fact, I play him now as a winger, which is even crazier. So his training right now is winger support, because I'm going to play him here. So I need him to learn the position now. See, I need him to become accomplished in this position, or at least, get better. So that he makes fewer mistakes. So this is what you want to do. Now, when it comes to training as well, I went to my squad, my staff training, and what I've done is this. Coaches, you got to be very careful. You see, this attacking tactical, we are looking for a coach now. I need this, because this is composure, flat off the ball. Very important to me. And then I also need this, aggression, concentration, positioning. This combination, I need a really good coach for this. So we've got, I made the mistake of hiring another fitness coach. I was such an idiot. Okay. Goalkeeping, I'm not too big fan. I don't really care about goalkeeping, because I'm just going to go out there and buy another goalkeeper. So this is we're going to go out there and get some more coaches. Now, what about your under 20s, right? What about their training? Now, personally speaking, this is something you can definitely leave to the S-man. Okay? Because if you want to go in and do youth development training, and you want to get your hands dirty, if you understand the main training schedule, it's not a problem. What you want to be doing for the youth is very simple, right? Again, my advice, identify players who can play in the first team, bring them in, mentor them. Once they attain that personality, they're good enough, you can send them back to the youth team, get them to train with the youth team, or if they're good enough, play in the first team, right? When it comes to the calendar itself, right, you will notice that their calendar, this is the youth team. Let's go to the youth team, right? Their calendar is somewhere, training calendar, there we go. See the youth team's calendar, they always have, there we go. I'll just leave it, right? It's not too bad, right? I'll just leave it here. What's more important for them, because it's not going to be too heavy, they're not going to get injured. What's more important for these players is you go to the under 20s, we come in here, under 18s and under 20s, go into positions. Okay, that took a while. Let's take this out. Okay, identify your top kahunas, right? Here we got Federico Baraga, right? He's a 5-star. He is 17 years old, okay? But he's not good enough to play in the first team. I've got a tactic I'm using. I can play him as a winger, inverted winger. Now, what can I do with this player? Training. He plays in this position. This is my tactic, right? I have this position. I'm not using this. So I want him to, I want to see whether he can play for us. So he's missing bravery. Okay? I think it's strength. Oh, where is it? There's something here that improves bravery. No. Wait. Ball winning midfielder. Where's the ball winning midfielder? He's gonna feel so sad, man. We're pushing you into the ball winning midfielder category. There we go. I want his bravery. I want him to be able to tackle. So he's gonna be moved here. It's crazy, I know. But I want these attributes to go up now. I mean, this is one way of playing the game. Or if you want to keep it really simple and you don't want to screw things around, you don't want to mess things too much, do this. These are going to go up very quickly, but his mentals are not, right? So I always believe that for youngsters, this will shoot up. You're more worried about this. This is something that has to be pushed up, right? You got to find something that gives them mental development. So this is what I do, right? So here, I will just find something that's going to help with his mental development. Okay, there we go. Wide midfielder support. Gives his mental development and everything else. That's it. We'll train him in those. We'll train him specifically in these attributes so that he gets he develops. Then to top it off, I need passing vision, bravery. Forget bravery at the moment. We'll just worry about it later. Composure and decisions can help. Attacking movement will be off the ball anticipation decisions. He's gonna be playing as a winger. Bang, you leave him here, right? That's how you do it, right? So you want to find a way for him, because he's got a very good personality. He's professional, so he is going to develop, right? He needs match time. He's 17 years old. He's not good enough just yet, but he should be able to play, right? Eventually. Now we got this other player, Thomas Perna. Because I left it to the S-man and completely screwed things up. So now I got to make sure that I save the day. Okay. Or rather, I hope I can save the day. I don't even know whether I can save the day. Okay, because these are all youngsters, right? So we want to see how they develop over time. His progress, you can't see, it's too early in the day. Okay, so we're gonna come to Perna. He's another potentially very good player, but this guy, he could do with a mentality adjustment. Okay, so okay, but he's got so let's look at his attributes, see whether it's worth pushing him up into the first team for that mentality adjustment. Right? So he's got 10 for determination. His agility, his physicals are gonna come along really well. He's probably gonna hit about 14 or 15 for acceleration alone. His off the ball is not bad for his age. This guy, I think we should push him to the main team, right? So what we're gonna do is Control K, create a node. High potential. High pot. Okay. Then what do you call personality? I can't even spell things anymore. Personality change. So we're gonna do a personality. I want to change his personality. If you set a player's training position with the S-man, play him there. No, the S-man will shoot. You see your tactic? He won't necessarily play him there. I can't confirm this, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He will play him in the position that he thinks is best for him. You see? So if you create a tactic, like they're going to be using this tactic, right? So you can see what the S-man will do. Just come in here. Overview, right? Undo your choices, right? Filter. Just go to the under 18s and ask him to quick pick. And then when your players are there, he will show you the players that are going to be there. And then you also get the report for the under 18s team when they're playing to see who's playing where. Yeah. Does good training rating affect? Yes, it does. Good training rating will it's not the match performance itself, it's the development potential of the player. It doesn't mean that he's got good training rating, he's gonna have a very good game. No, it means that he's trained well. That's all it means, right? It doesn't mean he's gonna do well in a match. Now, there is the potential that he might do well. What you want to do is ensure that he has that chance. You see, think of it as like a rolling bonus, right? Okay, this is how you think of training. I want you to think of it as a mini game. Okay, he's done well in training. What I want is to collect the bonus coming back to training again, right? So it goes training. So you put him on a match, but you must make sure he gets a good rating in that game. That's the tough part. So you have to be winning that match and then bring him on for the next 20 or 30 minutes. He might get a 6.7, he might get a 6.8, he might even score a goal. If he does, hallelujah, you've done brilliantly. Then he does well, and then it goes back into training because now he's got good results, right? He'll go right into the game itself. See, his morale will improve, goes back into the game. He goes into his training. There's a round, it's like this merry-go-round that we play in the game. It's very nice. It's a fun merry-go-round. I love it. Do you have a name on the back of the kit? No, man, I don't have a name. I want to take advantage of it, but it's a lot of work. I don't have enough time to do it and change it on a weekly basis. You don't have to change it on a weekly basis. You see, the way I do my training, I never change it on a weekly basis. For the individual players trading, I never change their role. I leave it there all the way. In fact, the additional focus, I've been known to leave a person on the same additional focus for 3 years. What I change is the schedules. But the schedules as well, you don't really have to worry about the schedules. You know why? I mean, if you understand the concept of training, it becomes really easy because all you gotta do is this, right? See, this you saw how quickly I did this. I created a session for tactical familiarity and I copy pasted it until the end of October. So we'll just copy here. This is the main theme, right? Copy, paste, paste, paste. This is easy, man. This is the easiest thing to do in the world. Paste. I mean, how difficult is it to paste something? That's all you do. Yeah. October paste. I am very, very certain my team is going to hit tactical familiarity by the end of September. I'm that confident, right? So we're going to get it to September and I'm going to stop. So this is September, stop. Okay. Now it's October. October is different. October, we're going to start training hardcore. Okay. So we're going to do pure defending. So this is my pure defending training session in October. And I can't see. There we go. Pure defend. Right. So I've created a session which focuses on their attributes. Now, how have I come to this conclusion? The team has already got tactical familiarity, right? So this is August. This is September. This is still copy, paste, paste, and paste, right? So this is defend, right? So all these, I've already achieved tactical familiarity. So here, these are all just pure attributes. See, these are attributes I want. First touch, passing, tackling, anticipation, aggression, decision. 40-40 split. Yeah, they both get equal amounts of attention. So that's it. So both the defensive and the attacking team train together. This is pure defense. So after that, for the next one, I mean, if you don't want to play, like, I'm not suggesting that you have to. There's another way of doing it is to create one schedule and then keep pasting it all the way down. I don't really. You can, I mean, what you do is you create one schedule with one attacking, one shadow. I tried doing that, but you eventually end up missing something. So you need to still create a second schedule. So the way I do it is to copy the game. The game has got tactical, physical, and mentals as well. If you look at it properly, this is mentals, right? These are mentals. When it says tactical, it's usually mental. This is physical. This is still, this is different. This is a play from the back. This is just first touch and a bit of mentals. Yeah. So I just go tactical. What I do is I do one defensive schedule, one attacking schedule, and one mental schedule. That's it. And I just go copy paste. Simple as. So pure defense. I come in here, I do one attacking schedule for the strikers only. Right. This is creating chances. Bang. And then what I can do here is I love to change players' positions all the time, right? So this is my PR, I call this PRD. This helps me when I want to get players accustomed to the positions really quickly. Remember, I have some players who are learning a new position. So this is important for them. I'm going to have 2 sessions of this. So I got attacking, defending, mentals. What can I do here? Oh, it's really simple. Another attacking. Or I have a specialized one for my fullbacks, right? So this is for my fullbacks to become mini Trent Alexander-Arnolds. So I got a lot of Trent Alexander-Arnolds running around after that. So there we go, another one. So you can easily take this whole thing and paste it the next week, as long as you understand the logic. The first, in pre-season, you worry about tactical familiarity. That's all. Done. That's taken care of, right? Season starts, what do you worry about? You worry about pure attribute development, right? Okay, pure attribute development, and then you have your set pieces, right? Your match preparation activities. All this match practice will come out once the schedule is out, right? So this will all be replaced with matches, and then you go from there. It's not too hard. It's as long as you have 2 rest sessions per week, you should be fine. Because what's more important is not you don't want to kill your players. We've done this. I mean, this is really going all the way to October. There's no point. You have to wait for the schedule to come out. Otherwise, you got to redo it. Why is my screen looking weird, man? Yeah, I just realized the screen looks damn strange. That is so strange, man. How in the world did that happen? Okay. We have to fix this. I didn't realize. Okay, we're gonna come out of that screen. Okay, I'm gonna come into another screen. And there have been some strange things happening in this world. Okay. Okay, we're gonna fix the screen first. I just realized the screen looks damn strange. Okay, screen preview. I need to put up the preview screen so I can fix it in the background. How did this happen? No. No, that should fix it. Okay, done. Alright, sorry about that. That was really weird. Some funky stuff is happening in my computer. Let's do this. And we're back. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. It wasn't my screen. It's the whole OBS started going crazy on me. OBS just went funky, man. How do you choose first 11? Do you choose attributes or statistics? Like, by attributes, always attributes and performances. I don't look at XG to choose who's playing. I look at their performances. I'll give you an example of how I play, right? So, example is this. Okay, so I've got something I like to call performances, right? So, I've got this performance view. Now, all these views are in the Dropbox folder that hopefully gets linked to chat every now and then. Okay. So this is my last 5 games versus average rating. This tells me their streak, right? So I monitor players' last 5 games. If they've been playing long enough, I can see streaks. And maybe the last 5 games is higher than the average. Then I know these players are performing well. Last couple of games, I give them a run out. Match training. Sometimes they got very good match trainings. I run them out. But most of the time, I've got a core 11 that I always use, right? Then I will monitor how they perform. Now, if a player's XG, or rather, if his XG is 1.5, for example, and his goals is less than that, or his XG for goals is 6, and he's only scored 1 goal, then obviously I need to send him for training, or I need to change him around because he's obviously been getting good chances. Then I have to put somebody else there. So yeah, that's how I decide who's going to be playing. Do you change anything? No, Graham, I do not. If the players want to complain, they can go and complain. Yeah, I ignore them all the way. Hey Andy, how are you, man? Hey Rick, how are you doing? How's the missus? How's things at home, man? I'm done managing Dundee United, for your information. Do you actually see any significant effect from the ECA sessions? Okay, team building, definitely. Okay, because with team building, what will happen is if you have a team that's essentially hasn't been playing together for a long time, they all new, got a bunch. You gone out there and done a Nottingham Forest, signed 14 players, right? Bring 14 new players to the squad. I can't help laughing at that. But then you can definitely use team bonding. It will help team cohesion, and in turn, it will help you perform your performances on the pitch. How many friendlies do you recommend to play in preseason? It all depends on the intensity of your preseason. Generally, I recommend preseason to be kept at normal intensity, right? So you come in here, your rest, just keep this at normal. This gives you a lot of flexibility. If you go double intensity here, you lose a lot of flexibility. Why? You see, you're going to be doing things like personal training, and then you're going to be adding things like focus and stuff, right? Eventually, the workload is going to become heavy or medium. But and then when you do double intensity and they have 2 games a week, that's it. Your players start getting injured, right? So you want to be very careful with that. So when it comes to friendlies, I normally, I play something like 7 to 8 friendlies, and that's usually enough. But will you gain tactical familiarity by then? No. You will gain tactical familiarity, assuming it's your first save with the team. You should gain complete tactical familiarity no later than middle of October. Yeah. If you play with one tactic and you know who your 11 is, the more you rotate, the more often you change your tactic, the longer it takes your team to achieve tactical familiarity. Is tactical familiarity very important? It is not. Don't worry about it, because what's more important is positional familiarity for your players. You see, we've done it many times, right? I've proven it many times, and I've even now, I can tell you, the guys on Discord have been doing something called the hot potato challenge, where they have to change the tactic every game month, right? So we toss the save to each other, right? We managed Bari, and I'll share the results of that one of these days very soon. And I think we the whole season we had 5 managers basically, so there are 5 of us, and we all took charge of the team for 1 month, and we had to change a completely new formation. So it's like, if you play the 4-4-2, you stick to the 4-4-2. You can't, sorry, if you play the 4-4-2, you can never use the 4-4-2 again. So if I use the 4-4-2 as a manager, you take over the next month, you have to come up with a new formation. What did this do? This proved that tactical familiarity is not as important as positional familiarity. So that's all you need in this game. Make sure that the players are familiar with the positions. If they don't, then train them. You'll be fine after that, right? Roles and duties are way more important. Choosing the right player for the right position is more important. Is Dundee going to be your long-term save? It's going to be one of my saves, yeah. I'm doing a lot of things on YouTube. A lot of different things on YouTube, right? So I'm going to play Forest on Twitch, right? Forest will be on Twitch. Dundee will be one of my saves, but I need to do different kinds of saves for you guys. Like, I'm going to do a development save with Sporting Lisbon. That's my plan now. Last year I did a tweet. Last year I did with Porto. This year I'll go to Sporting. And essentially that will be like or it might be with Torino. I haven't decided yet. Torino's really taken off already, right? So I might stick with Torino. It's a training save. So essentially the whole focus is training. Nothing but training. So that's to share concepts with you guys on the stream. Yeah. I don't think you guys want to see, I don't know. Playthrough just for the sake of showing you how I play the game. I think that's it. I mean, we'll get a chance to see that one, in all these live streams, but I don't think that should be the focus of all my live streams. That's from what I can gather from reading the analytics from YouTube. How are you? Just got my copy of FM21. Derek, how are you, man? Now I need to find a save. Thinking of going with Kaiserslautern and Sunderland as a long-term save. Both are actually good clubs to manage. Kaiserslautern is quite interesting. You should try. I mean, if I was the one, I would go for Kaiserslautern. What do the green lines mean between players on the tactic screen? Oh, okay. On the tactic screen, the green lines, when they have these green lines popping up, it means they are like, buddies. They know they are familiar with each other's role and position. They are what we call partnership lines. So it shows that there's chemistry between these two players. So don't let them go and date the same girl. They probably end up doing things together. Of all the stupid things you have to say on the stream, you have to say that? Just slap myself, man. We got FM21 a couple of days ago. I've taken the challenge of making Deportivo La Coruña great again. Well done, man. Well done. How do you train for positional familiarity? Positional familiarity, all you gotta do is play the person in that position. Okay, simply put, okay, training. Okay, let's look at this guy, right? I gave you guys an example of what I was doing with one of my players, right? So let's go back to the main team, because we are not done with the youth team yet. So essentially, I can't remember who was the player. I think it was the winger, right? We were doing it with one of the wingers. They're not around somewhere. Who was it? I think it was one of my fullbacks. Which one of my fullbacks? Oh, this guy. See, he is not playing as a winger, right? You want him to become positionally familiar. 2 things you gotta do. First, he has to train in the position. 2, you gotta play him in that position. There he becomes positionally familiar very fast. If your fullback has a green with your winger, it tells you, yeah, they have a good understanding. Correct one. Oh man, the thing didn't work. Stream elements. Stream elements, the shortcut didn't really work. Either that or the YouTube is, they can't do shortcuts because on YouTube. Let me check the spam filter, the timers. Yeah. Let me try this. This worked earlier for me. Okay. Alrighty. Save. Alright, let's see if this works. I noticed something on the chat. It didn't really work. How bad are Celtic playing in real life? I don't know, man. Sorry if this has been asked, but really into youth development, my says, wonder if you will be looking at specific usage schedules. I will. Eventually, once I settle this part of the save, on the next live stream, what I'll do is I will show you the youth development saves I have, or rather the youth development schedules, which is not very different from the main schedule, right? It's just this is the thing I do with youth. Find 5 or 6 players high potential. Move them to the first team. Rest of the players, train them in the position you want them to play in. Don't bother with players who have got no potential. That's it. Yeah, only the strong survive. That's it. They make it to the first team. They go for mentoring in the first team, then drop them back down again. Youth intakes depends on how far in you want to go, right? I'm going to be doing a save, I think, where we're going to be looking at youth development in the long run as well. What is the best way to get team cohesion up, man? I am fine. Thank you for asking, Shane. I hope you're well too. Team cohesion, team bonding, and then make that they play together, same formation, same formation, team bonding, same 11, and you start winning games. All three, that is the golden 4. You get all 4 lined up, team cohesion will be very, very fast. I can't read anything in this game. It's so frustrating. No, don't try too hard. Would be my best advice. And start with drop everything you're doing, play the preset vertical tiki-taka, right? And trust the role, ability, judgments of your assistant manager and go from there. That's my advice to you. Does training follow us? Yeps, exactly, Gino. Same logic. Yeah, it's about 120 days usually, 90 to 120 days for the things to stick, yeah. Before they get a permanent increase. In fact, sometimes you have to wait, right? You probably see one attribute gain most of the time, but you know how to tell, right? Okay, but you got to watch it over the long run. Yeah, normally, especially FM21 first season, I don't think a lot of people are going to see crazy development because of the fixture congestion and the intensity of the first season. Is it safe to assume natural is better than accomplished in terms of position? Is there much of a difference? I wouldn't worry about the difference because I think natural is like great as supposed to be the best, but accomplished means he's already good enough in that position. He's learned enough and he's competent enough. Yeah, natural is also fine. Look, at the end of the day, you just don't want it to be makeshift, right? Or awkward. You just want it to get to accomplish and you'll be happy after that. Otherwise, you're going to be struggling, yeah, trust me. Just get him to accomplish and you're good to go. Is it safe to assume natural, do you think that the system of the game that identifies areas of concern on the pitch is flawed? It's an algorithm in the game. It's not flawed. It depends on what SI thinks. I don't really pay very much attention to those lines, to be honest with you. Or because it all depends on a combination of attributes and the duties that you have and the overall shape of your tactic. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? For a lot of people who don't understand the game. The green line will disappear when you change roles because it's a function of the roles themselves, not just how good are they at holding hands together. It's how good are they at playing those 2 roles. So it's a function of the roles themselves, the attributes for that player, his position, his duty, and how often they've played together. You like playing defensive, but you always concede goals? Yeah, generally, defensive teams usually have... In this game, there's no such thing as park the bus and hope you can win games. In fact, ask Sheffield United there in real life. Checked out Tifo the other day, they showed Gerrard's Rangers tactical setup. You can see... No, yeah, because Gerrard and Klopp... Gerrard spent a while understudying Klopp at Anfield. Because Klopp told Gerrard that Klopp sees Gerrard as his natural successor. He wants Gerrard to be the one taking over. So that's why he's at Rangers. He kind of understudied Klopp for a while at Liverpool. Then after that, he went to Rangers. So now he's bleeding around his Rangers. Then when Klopp decides to leave, Gerrard will be put in charge. I'm so confident it's going to happen. What are the main attributes of assistant manager to handle training? I would say judging play ability, tactical knowledge. But what more important than not that, right? Is like you. Okay, this is the part that I frankly don't care, because I'm after his attributes to help us develop players, right? And I'm interested in motivating, because sometimes I want to take care of team talks. So I don't normally like to let the S-man come anywhere near training. That's it. But for the youngsters in the under 23 manager, I'll look at his personality first. Then I look at his preferred formation, because I want him to play at least, the attacking style, right? So I want him to have the same style that I like to play. I like attacking. So then, they'll play more attacking football, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter. I can find any reason to justify it, but I can tell you at the end of the day, you want to control training as much as possible. You can leave it to the assistant manager. If you do, then I would recommend things like, wow, then you got a lot of things to worry about, man. If you're gonna do team talks yourself, then you need to have him you need motivating discipline, you need motivation, you need discipline, you need determination. These three attributes are important. Then you need him, you can ignore the rest, then tactical knowledge becomes important. Judging player becomes important, right? And that's about it. Yeah. Mourinho like tactic is a 4-2-3-1 deep. Doesn't mean he's being defensive. This is the common mistake people think. He is not being defensive. He's playing a low block. Doesn't mean you're defensive. You see, a lot of people look at Mourinho and say he's playing defensive football, therefore my mentality needs to be defensive. No, that's not true. Right? No, Mourinho can play with a 4-2-3-1 and still be attacking. Right? He just happens to have less possession of the ball. But when they have the ball, it's how they recycle, because they are very deadly on the counter attack. They try to get the ball as quickly as they can to Harry Kane or to one of the wider players. He holds the ball up and lets Son Heung-min run off him. So do you have to be playing on a defensive mentality? No, you can play on balance, and you can still play with a low block, play with tight marking, hard tackling, tell the wide players to come back and track their targets, and you got yourself a Mourinho tactic. It looks good. Much love from Istanbul. Shane, thanks. I watched the video, says individual training is not important, rather leave it at playing position. Okay, when you do the playing position, there's a problem in playing position. If you're the sort to change tactics all the time, right, then one day it's gonna be winger. So, okay, I'll give you an example. In this season, on my save, I kept changing tactics a lot. If you're the sort of person that likes a challenge, you love to change tactics, then that is not for you. If you're the sort of person that can stick to one tactic the whole season, then go with it, right? If you maybe two tactics, then go with it as well, right? But it's like this, right? One week he's going to be trained as... It's crazy if 1 week he's training as a winger and the next week he's training as a defensive winger. Or 1 week he's training as a target man and the next week he's training as a complete forward. It's better to cue the roles in the... I find that the most optimum way of playing is for you to line the guy up with the attributes you want him to grow in. And then what you do is you play the game. Then you don't worry about the position anymore, the role anymore. Because position familiarity comes very quickly. Duty, the other one is duty. A lot of people who worry about... The reason why a lot of people say that is because of this. And this is the reason why I say you shouldn't be obsessed with it. It's because it is. They want this bar to be full. And this bar is the most, it's just, don't waste your time with this bar. This bar is a complete, this position, role and duty bar is not important at all. This is important. This bar, people assume they know, but can anybody come out right now and tell me what the weight is between position, role and duty? There is not a single person in the playing community that can come and tell me exactly what the weight is, because there is a weight. It's not 33, 33, 33. There is a weight. So which one takes more precedence? Do you know? So this is the reason why that bar is not as important, okay, as positional familiarity. Positional familiarity is way more important, because if a player's positional familiarity is bad, he's going to make mistakes, right? Yeah, so... and it's only relevant to, here, right? I can play with I'm playing him as a wing back on support, right? But you see this here? In tactical familiarity, he plays as a what do you call? He's familiar in this role, right? He's familiar in this role. But if I were to change him to, if I change, then you got to come in here. You got to change the role. Then you come in here. Then you got to check. Okay, wing back, right? Wing back on support. There we go. Wing back, right? Wing back on support. What's the tactic? Because then you got to start messing with these bars, and it's a real pain in the ass. So trust me, just worry about these. This is attributes and positional familiarity. I had this long conversation with somebody about this long time ago. Trust me, I was very confused myself when I first started. She'll make a video about mentoring. Some new youngsters have light effect on mentoring. Usually new young players are significant. I mean, mentoring is straight. Mentoring is this, okay? So you come into mentoring. All you got to worry is this. You want this to be significant for the players who are in that group whose personalities you want improved. Then you want to add players who are high enough in the hierarchy and who are influential enough to influence those players. So you got model citizen, resolute. These guys are having an effect on this group, right? So this group of players, Mr. Belotti, Mr. Bonazzali, and Mr. Verdi are having an effect on this group. Average. In fact, but Bonazzali is also being influenced by his resolute is being influenced by somebody here, either the model citizen or most likely this guy. Yeah, he's being influenced as well. Then we got, that's all you got to worry about. Who is the king maker in this guy? So you got to look for the mentor, his significant influence of the group. These guys are having an average influence of the group, all right? But I'm more worried about this player. I want his personality to go up. I don't really care about the rest because they're old enough already. And of course, Matteo Procopio, but he's 25 years old if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't care about him anymore. So this is what you worry about. Now you see this? We got 3 boys here who are highly influential, right? Professional, lighthearted, and fairly determined. I'm hoping that, push comes to shove, one of them, or in fact, I think this guy's determination is already gone up. Yeah, he was not originally like this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I can't remember. Is it 15 all the way? Yeah, it's been 15 all the way. So this is all. This is just an experiment, right? I want to see how this group. Changes over time. I'm just very curious because I put all 4 average, right? Just to see what happens to Edera. I just want to see what happens to him. Yeah. So that you guys can see it too. That's the whole idea behind this. Wait, Olazabal. Oh. And we are looking for a keeper as well. No, I want to. What? Why did? I don't even know his attributes. No. Walk away first. We have to scout the goalkeeper though. I went and we're desperate to sign a keeper as well. Aston Villa won 1.5 million for Tom Heaton. Oh, that's not too bad. I need to sign cover for Siri Guru. So I need to get him. And I was thinking this guy may not be too bad. Average is 14, command average is 15, 18. He's got pretty decent reflexes. Passing is, yeah, I think we can. Okay, suggest terms for Tom Heaton. Make offer. Galindo set to, we got another coach coming in. Tom Heaton, start negotiations. Playing time backup. Yep. And oh shit, I hate to do this. Reaching. I forgot, but I think my assistant manager is not around anymore. Let's suggest 163. I give me 56. Add unused substitute. 1 year extension. He wants this, right? I'll give him 30 games, 1 year extension. Reaching the group stage. Holy cow, he wants 300,000 for this. Bloody hell. Idiot. Man, this guy is a highway robber. Unused substitute fee. Okay, we give you like 8.2. You get there. If I don't use you, it's just still 163. Wage after reaching 20 games. Clause offers no wage increase. Adjust the budget. Done. I can give you the money now. Done. Okay. Galindo. Send on intensive. I have to do all this, right, before I can go into the training bit again. I don't want super defense part of the bus. I want something that Atletico defense is I believe about this. Yeah, it's I have a few tactics in the folder. There should be. I don't know why the links are not coming out. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know why the links don't show. I have to put them in chat myself physically, man. There we go. Hi. S-Man running. Oh, I hit the wrong message. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll catch up. I just got up with chat. Sorry. Oh, man. Again? Okay. I just signed. Okay, guys. Let's look at a negotiation. I mean, it was just a contract negotiation. It wasn't very exciting, was it? As a traditional thing I do on this channel, right? I'm such a pro streamer. Man, I'm so good at what I do. Belotti is signed. Alright, okay. Squad, trading, youth. Okay. Now let's look at the youth players, right? High potential. High potential. We've already, I think we identified a player and under 18s. Yeah, these two. Frederico Braga. And this guy, right? So Frederico Braga, Control K, create node, high potential player. Okay, now with this player, these two players, I'm gonna have to do something. Attacking midfielder, winger on support. We're gonna use him as a winger, right? Okay. So I come inside here, training and development. As long as he can, I want him to be able to play in our system straight away. Okay, so, but I mean, he won't be able to play straight away. What am I saying? Passing and yeah, technique. So we're gonna do passing, vision. Okay, he works on passing, vision, and technique. All right. Now, this boy needs to be mentored. Okay, so I'm going to move him to the senior squad straight away. I might have to juggle some of the mentoring groups to include him. Okay, and then squad. The boy has just been moved up. God help me, man. I can't remember his name. There we go. That's why we have green dots. Okay, so now we go to training. And we got a mentoring and the missus is back. We've got units now. Okay, we got to go to the units, make sure that he's in the right unit. I think we are trialing this goalkeeper as well. Okay, so these are all the units. Basically, when I mentor players, right, you want to make sure they're in the same unit. Right, you don't mentor Edera with somebody from here. Doesn't work that way. Okay, so we got the winger is here. Who can mentor him? This group, Zaza, Verdi, Belotti. So we got this group. So we can add him into this group. Milik, I think I can take Miliko off. He's already fairly determined. That's not too bad. I can leave him here for a while longer. Go Verdi, Resolute. I'll just add him here. Okay. Alright, we'll just stick him into this group. So we got this group. Actually, the ideal size is 5. More than that is just too big. But I want to see what happens. Yeah. Right. This guy's development. Here we go. Vincenzo Milico, right? So 1 season. He's already been in a group for 1 season. There we go. Determination. Wait a minute. Okay, it's this one. Didn't go up. You see? 15. No change in personality. So we have to make this group slightly smaller. But maybe create a second group with Verdi in there. Okay, we create a new group, right? So I take out Verdi from this group. We'll take out Perna from this group. Okay, so we got a new group with Verdi inside. Verdi, where are you? We can put you here. We put this guy in first. I got Verdi, and put this guy in here. Baselli is in the attacking group, so I can put him in there as well. I think that's personality. Professional. This is a goalkeeper, is no use. Driven is okay. Zaza can go in. That's enough players. Yep. Yep. That should be fine. Okay. Decent. We got 3 minimum. Alright, so average. He's got an average. In fact, that's fine. That is fine. You should do some diving and being a... Oh man. You should do some diving and being a cheat training. That's what it takes to win. Nah, man. No need. That's... Yeah, I don't do... Diving. Yeah, dirtiness training, yeah. A lot of people do trainings, but I think if you set up by yourself, you find the end, no matter how you approach it, as long as you don't leave it. Yeah, as long as you don't leave it to your ass man, you're fine. The most important thing about training is this, right? Okay. Once you set it up, right, just add match preparation activities before a big game. That's it. You're done. Okay? And then rotate your players, take care of them, you know. Make sure you don't play them too much, you know. That's it. It's that easy. Heated transfer, why? I don't have the money. I thought I had the money. Oh yeah, because we adjusted the budget. Damn it. Okay, cancel the transfer. I'm such a pro player. Oh man, we won the Serie A, but we got no money. It's the first time I played the game. I win the Serie A, and guess how much money I got? Same money I started with. The only way we're gonna strengthen this side is by selling players. Such is the challenge with Serie A right now. Man, I don't think we win the title again. You see, I'll play this with... If I wanted to manage Spurs, right, I could play something like this. This is my Wonder Boy system. This is my Bagan 3-4-3. So what will I do? 4-2-3-1 deep. Okay, let's go for my 4-2-3-1s. Where are my 4-2-3-1s? Maybe I can use this. Yeah, I can use this and then drop this guy here. Drop this guy here. Drop this guy here. And I got myself... No, not Trequartista though. I'll probably play this guy as a... AMC. And this guy as a complete forward support. And then these 2 guys on attack duty. Side for an attack. So this guy pushes up, then... This guy would be a... Regista. This guy... I can have a double... Volante, in fact. I could have a Segundo Volante on attack and a Segundo Volante on support. Basically, a Segundo Volante, in a nutshell, is like a cross between a playmaker and a box-to-box player. That's it. Okay? So these are like 2 box-to-box players charging out the pitch. But this guy cannot be attacking anymore. He will probably be a fullback on support. I can give him the overlap, increase his mentality slightly. We can focus play down the left flank. This work? Down. Maybe not though. I mean, it could with Spurs, right? Yeah, definitely something like this, or close to it though. I need this guy to track back. So to track back, we'll just add mark specific position. That's our left back marking the right back. Okay, so this guy has to track back. Do the whole Mourinho thing. Follow the player all the way back. Then bust the gut to go forward. This guy could hold the ball up. This guy roams from position and may even drop a bit deeper, but we're only looking to release this player, which means that Yeah, this player can be a wing back. On attack. Then we turn this guy to halfback. Okay. And we got this guy going up, this guy coming out to support him with an overlap. Yeah, with an overlap. So he comes in. Then we turn this mentality to something like balance, and then we play a low block. A standard defensive line, tighter marking, tackling, no outside trap. I mean, yeah, so these guys are going to wait to tackle in middle third, and this guy is going to be the lone man forward. And we will do standard passing, direct, play very narrow, keeps the ball, makes it harder for us to lose the ball. That's good. Will help counter press if we lose the ball. Yeah, they will counter press quite well because they're not too far away from each other. Yeah. Another way of playing this is I get a nice strong target man kind of player. So I could even play this as an AP support, right? Yeah, this is one other role I can use. This guy will drop deep, hold up the ball, move to channels, hold position. Okay, that maybe like an engash, right? So he holds his position, doesn't go here, doesn't go there. He just hangs around this area, right? And then he has to comes deep to get the ball. Then he drops this way, and then he hurls balls over the top. You got Volante running off him. That's also another potential setup. You can. If you want the whole Harry Kane dropping very deep, then you may want to look at Trequartista. Then this guy has to be on attack. Then what will happen is this guy is changed to a shadow striker. Then you get this role to be a Trequartista because this is the only role that you can do. The whole Harry Kane ends up inside here. The center of midfield. I know he's not a Trequartista. We all agree that he's not a Trequartista. But we want the role that comes all the way to central midfield. So we're going to get this. Otherwise, you're going to have to play something like a target man on support, which is kind of boring. It's kind of boring, right? It is boring. Or you could do something even more crazier. You can play it like this. You can go completely shadow, which is so boring. You can go, what? You can go, yeah, something like this, okay? Alright, now what we have is a strikerless system. Inverted winger, inside forward attack. This guy can now be an engash or attacking midfielder support, a Trequartista. Trequartista is not too bad. Then he'll drop and he'll end up in the box. Okay, cool. And inverted winger. Yeah, you can do this as well for Tottenham Hotspur. Then this guy will be central midfield. I'm not saying that this is how they play in real life. I'm just giving you options, right? So if you wanted to try something with Spurs, because there's so many ways to play Spurs. It really depends on what you want to achieve. The low block. Do you have to use defensive wingers? Yeah, I do. I have to use defensive wingers in Bagan. Yeah. Just spend 500 channel points or 2 to check out Daniel Maldini. Ha! Yeah, I knew. You did? I know. You know what happened? He came, Tommy came on my Twitch stream and he went and asked me to check a player's name. You know how you guys used to do that, right? To me, I have to pronounce his name. He did exactly that, except I didn't pronounce his name. I just took his channel points and said, thank you very much for your channel points. What do you got here? Fullback? I can't buy anybody, so let's just scroll all this. Don't waste our time. Okay, so we got our training set up. So now, basically, what we're doing, that's it for training, right? So we've gotten everything done. Now we staff training. Where's the training? Look at the coaches. Right, I think we got one new coach in. I think Galindo is in the house. There we go. Possession tactical. Is it attacking? I couldn't get a lot of coaches, right? So this is the best I could get. So I got this guy in. So this means that we can do this now. Phew. Thank God. Now I got one less guy to worry about. Now I just have to make sure that I can get this guy can help. Right. Just have to get one more coach for this area. This area. Our attributes are not that. Our coaching attributes are not that good. Financial times, man. These are not the good financial times. Which is one of the reasons why I do a training save in what's that team called? Sporting Lisbon. I find that you get more value out of it if I do a training kind of whole thing with Sporting Lisbon. Or a good team like Porto. Then you can see how the players develop. Ooh, so sweet, man. Recruitment meeting. But you see, this is the part I don't like with recruitment meeting, right? Let's watch this, right? Okay. Inbox, right? Recruitment waiting, right? 1.5 million. I got no money in the bank. Okay, do you guys know this about recruitment waiting? You know, when you go to a recruitment meeting, you got your availability, right? Okay. This is based on my budget available, 1.5 million. Because you can actually set it correctly. So the recruitment meeting is supposed to come back with your budget. But I don't know why they came at this 8.75 and 16.75 and all this. These are all bad recommendations. One, this is a terrible recommendation. I can't afford him. So discard. Let's look at another one, right? So we got another one here. So complete waste of time. Maximum asking price. We got this recruitment meeting 68 million. The guy must be high. That means recruitment meeting has not been fixed. I don't like this. It's supposed to work that way. We can rule out all the maximum asking prices, right? I'm not interested in all these guys. I can't afford them. Why show them? Okay, what about the ones at the bottom? Here, recommendations. Let's go to recommendations. Come down here. Let's count all these guys. Let's count these players. Done. Alright. I got the whole Liverpool philosophy. I look at recommendations straight away, like this, and make a decision whether to sign the player or not. Sedi Yanko, defender right. Like this, right? 80%. I might be, but if I wanted a right back, I'll probably sign him. But we don't need a right back, so this is discarded. I'm actually looking for a left back. And a goalkeeper. Bingu Kamara, 1.5 million. Can't really afford him. Don't have the money. Maybe we can just scout him first. This guy listed for 9.75k. Okay. 37 years old. Maybe slow off the line with the sweeper keeper system because of his acceleration. But we have to think about it. It's just too old. Stefan Rufer. Okay. It's 45. I'm gonna try this guy out. Keep scouting him. Glorious Carriers. Aerial reach is 12. Handling is 14. Kicking, my goodness. On loan from Liverpool. Wanted. Has settled status. Not treated as a foreign player. Maybe I should sign him on loan. Glorious Carriers. Yeah, Volante as a halfback is a very nice combination. Would you move the AM back to CM? What? Which AM? This AM? To CM? Yeah? Oh, just now that Spurs system, the AM to CM. I don't know. There's so many ways to do that, right? Like you can move him back to the CM position. You can, but I could go strikeless. In fact, strikeless is not a bad option because if you want to go like a really annoying low block, right? Such that you come back and defend in huge numbers, yeah, then it's very, very appealing to play a strikerless system. Yeah. Hey Dylan, how are you, man? On backship on wait, let me check because there's some very strange messages on my chat. Backship today, so cheers on working from home easier. Thanks, man. James 9, would RPM and DLP defend work in a 4-2-3-1? What, deep 4-2-3-1 or middle normal 4-2-3-1? RPM and DLP. Yeah, it should work. Well. You can actually play them both on support. Yeah, because you don't forget DLP holds position. Right. Sometimes it's overkill to go and tell the DLP to be on defend duty. Right. You don't need to. It doesn't. It's not a bad thing to, but you got a very good team in Arsenal, so I don't think you should do that. You're happy with preseason Bibari? I want to see what happens, man. I found a Daljit Singh in your safe, but referee. Ayo. I know. This is the... Okay, wait, hold on. Let's see if Daljit has popped up. Daljit Singh. Oh man, he's a referee. But he might appear again. So apparently in this save, I come up as a referee, man. But it might be another one because I'm a Nugent player in the game. Yeah. Right back. Yeah. Like Lily is not a bad idea. You have 3 Jonathans up front. Look, Gary. Who is the worst goalkeeper in the world? Carriers? No, I think I might be going for Carriers, you know. I might be going for Carriers because I need a keeper. See, the numbers are there. His reflexes are okay. His aerial reach means he does very badly across crosses, which puts his command of area in a really bad spot. So, corners, he will struggle with corners. That's the only problem. So if you've got these other players, 120k, 235, he's playing for Chelsea, probably can get him on loan. Right. He's got area reach of 13 to 16, command of area of very poor command of area. One-on-ones 13 to 16, passing 10 to 13, reflexes 13 to 16. They're paying me money to develop him, forget it. I'm not interested. Alfie Whiteman for Spurs, goalkeeper, potential, has potential. I don't believe in signing keepers for potential. You know why? I'd rather sign them when they're playing. They got upward growth already, so there's no point. It's too. I don't develop goalkeepers. I buy goalkeepers. Alvaro Hernandez, 12 to 15, Spanish. Okay, this guy is interesting. All right. 13 to 16, 12 to 15. We scout him. All right. Then Antonio Mirante. I'm toying with the idea of bringing this guy in, right? So this guy is out. This guy is out. This guy is out. Marcin Bulka is on loan somewhere, so he's out of the question. He's out of the question. So we discard this group. Discard. I thought I discarded them. Okay. Marco Silvestri, 14, not too bad. Not too bad. But so expensive, 7.5 million. Forget it, man. Discard. Why show me a player that's already going somewhere else? Maximum asking price, 275. Who's this? Lazak. Okay. Discard. I don't know how these keepers ended up. A scouting team. Antonio Silveira. Okay, scout him. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay. Koke Vegas. I see 68. That's why I'm looking at this guy. Air reach is 11 to 16. Command of area is... I like command of area because I need them to deal with crosses inside the box during corners and set pieces. Reflexes 11 to 16, so that means not so good. Okay, so forget it. I need them to play as keepers straight away. Oh, forget it, man. You can't jump to save your life. Ivan Martinez. Okay. This guy is probably a waste of time. I'll just click him just in case. Yeah, I knew it. Alright, so we've got one more keeper left to look at. 17-year-old. Alright. 3.5 stars. He still has a chance, right? Let's see whether he's going to upside. Height 1.9. His area can definitely go up, but I don't have the coaches to do this. You see, that's the problem. Right now, I don't have the coaches to develop goalkeepers because my coaches are shite. So there's no point. Okay, we got this one guy left, Antonio Mirante, whose aerial reach is not bad. His handling is not bad. He's probably okay. So I'm gonna actually go for it, right? So his maximum asking price is 9. Doesn't cost us that much. We're gonna make an offer for him. Right. Yeah, we're gonna make an offer for this super keeper. That's it. He's a bit slow he's slow, man. He's slow off the line. Zach Steffen on loan. Wow, he's older. Just finished all my work and I'm late. How long are you gonna stream? Yeah, we got about another half an hour to go. Because we're doing the development. This is training and development. So we're focusing on training and development and squaring things up. That's it. More like, what do we set up? How do we set up our training? So schedules. Okay, now I'm going to run through all the schedules for you guys. Okay, so let's go back to the schedules. Okay, so I've got training, pretty straightforward. Okay, calendar, preseason. What do we do? See this? First week, you push them until they cry. Okay, that's only the first week. You want them to be fatigued. How fatigued are they? You can see it from here. Right? Or if you go into your schedules and you create a schedule, it's really easy because all you got to do is come to one of these and you mouse over them and it will show you the fatigue. So we've got this fatigue for our preseason heavy. You don't want the there's only like 1 week that you can do it in, right? Then once the season is underway, once the first week is done, you drop it, you stop using it. Then you go to something like this, preseason tactical familiarity. Again, there's still a bit more of fatigue, but this time you want their tactical familiarity to be improved. And what you're normally looking for is general sessions like this, right? It's still preseason, so I still have endurance and quickness, so we're pushing them a bit hard in preseason. You definitely want to do that in preseason. But this gives them tactical familiarity, and this you can just do this for the entire 8 weeks or 9 weeks of preseason that you have. Once they have finished, you will notice that these bars for the players become full. All these bars, in fact, mine will fill up very quickly. In fact, September, I reckon this will be filled up. Don't worry about this. In fact, don't even bother with this. Okay, you have two approaches to the game. If you are the sort that only uses one tactic, or maybe as many as two tactics, but you don't change your players around so much, right? You don't one day play him as a right winger, the next day you play him as a left inside forward, and then maybe on Saturday you just feel the urge, I'm going to turn him into a defender. Now, if you're that kind of manager, which is, you're I'm very much a big fan of yours. If you're that kind of a manager, then for heaven's sakes, do not choose a generic position. You see this playing position? Don't choose this, because what will happen is every time you change his position in the game, they're going to train him in that position. So you kind of like, it's like, can you imagine how confused you are as a player? Like that week, you're playing in that position. I want you to train as a winger. Then the next week, now you're playing as a defensive midfielder. Now you're playing as a striker. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So generally what you do is you identify this is what clubs like Ajax do, right? Ajax look at the player and they say to themselves, we expect this player to be a very good defender, right? All right, so he's going to learn these attributes. He's going to learn how to be good at this game. So they have a core training program around the makeup of that player. Right. So this is how they train in real life. This is how I train my team in real life as well. So I have this vision of where I want my boys to be. So all my if you're looking at my defenders, I want them to be able to play, to be good in these attributes. And I want them to be able to play these tactics. See, that's the kind of manager I am. I already know what tactics I want my boys to play. I know what positions I want them to be in. Just like Ajax will play with a 4-3-3 in the youth team, right? So they want their players to come in learning the ball-playing defender's position. Maybe they want them, okay, but next week I want you to learn how to be a DM. So you're going to start playing in the DM's position. And then next week I want you to learn how to play as a winger. Now you play as a winger. You see, they move players around as well. But if you have this AM thing, then if you move them, the chances are you might be It's good for positional familiarity if you want them to be good at their position. But what if he's already good in his position, right? You don't need it anymore. So the only time I use this, like if I move, like here in this particular Simeone era, we have plans to play him as a winger in our system, right? But he's only competent in this position. So I'm retraining him for this position. So this is very important. I put him in here because I want him to become familiar with the position. I don't care about the roles. I don't care about the duties. I don't care about anything, right? Become familiar with the position because it will come in here. See this? He's only competent. I want him to be accomplished. Over time, he plays in that position, he will become accomplished, right? Then slowly this bar is going to fill up. It won't fill up all the way. It'll probably fill up to about here. And that's about it. But players who play in the same position, same role all the time, no problem. They'll have a full bar eventually. So my advice to you is to, when you go to your training, to keep it simple, right, for yourself. Then you come in here. I hope I don't overcomplicate it. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. Okay. You come to training now. That's it. Go to schedules. So we got this. One schedule. Done. Okay, you can have like one session for a total week, but I like to copy SI. What they do is they do this, right? If you go forward, you see this tactical style balance, training style possession, vertical tiki-taka. You don't want this, it's easy. You come in here, you got two options. You can go to tactical style here. You can choose a specific tactical style that suits you rather. Okay, here we've got vertical tiki-taka. What does it do? This is one schedule for the whole week. You look at the attributes it works on. Dribbling, first touch, passing, composure. This works on the defensive unit. This works on the attacking and the defensive unit. So it's very balanced. This works on attacking and defensive unit, but this time with more of a focus to the attacking unit because they want them to work on keeping the ball. This works on tactical familiarity and decisions and teamwork. This works on tactical familiarity, and then the players will also work on their individual roles. Fine. Then you've got defending engage, who works on a defensive unit, and this works on both the attacking unit and then there's no defensive shadow play. They should have put one defensive shadow play inside, then done. You got one attacking shadow play and one defensive shadow play, and you sorted. This is like one for the whole team. But the problem with this is, have you noticed what's missing in this? No goal scoring, right? So this is like a vertical tiki-taka to help you get attributes in these areas. But it's so difficult to, it's very difficult to get your head around this, especially. So I find it's going to be difficult because you go vertical tiki-taka and that's it. You think that this is the only session that you need, when in reality you also need goal scoring as well, right? So what I normally do is I just do 3, one for the defending unit, one for the attacking unit, and one for mentals for the whole team. That's it, and go from there. So this is my defenders training session. So they will all need you see, everybody works as a defending together, merrily. Then this one, transition press, everybody again. First touch, passing, tackling, anticipate. The whole team holds hands and does it together. Whole team holds hands and does it together. Whole team holds a hand. This is the whole team thing. The whole team works on it. Right? How to defend. This is only for the defensive unit. And here, right, you look at these 3, right? These are all for the defensive unit. But look at what the other boys do. Individual roles, only for 20% of the time. They get a bit of they want the individual roles for a bit. May not be that net significant, but still, you're focusing on the defensive side of the game. Then the following week, since the defenders had all the love, now we give all the attackers the love. So now the attackers get the love. And then attackers. That's it. So if you think about the game in really simple blocks, it doesn't get very hard. Then you leave it like that. And then you go to your players and choose the positions they're supposed to play in. Like in this particular case, this guy's getting on in age. He's playing a segundo volante, nothing else. Maintain his attribute growth. That's it. And we go from there. Guys, I left it to the ass, man. It was a complete, I won't say it's a complete screw up, but players didn't develop as much as I would have liked. In fact, there were some players that had like 5 attribute point gains in one season, but they only the defenders because they didn't change positions. The rest of the team was like, okay, they barely had like 1 attribute point gain. The only players who had attribute gains were the defenders when I left it to the ass, man, because I changed tactics so much. Yeah, so this is something that you might want to bear in mind. The only problem with Karras in this game is his concentration. Karras' problem is aerial reach. You see, when you play with Karras, he's got low aerial reach, command of area, right? When you do your defensive corner setups, when you have to defend corners, right? Karras is going to give up a lot of goals. That's the problem in Karras. Man, I'm going to be the Champions League. Oh, got no money. I cannot afford to sell Belotti. Sell only one player. I only got one player everybody wants, and it's Belotti. He scored me 32 goals last season because we changed tactics so badly. Oh my goodness. This is going to be fun, man. Let's, who's this? Briac? Not interested. I can't sign anybody. Just shut the hell up. Get out of my face. Don't come back to me. It's this. We are the champions of Serie A. We're going to the Champions League. We still got the same bunch of players. We haven't signed anybody. We can't afford to pay them the wages. Can I see a corner kick tactic for defense? I don't think this is. I think this is default, man. I haven't bothered. Yeah. Oh, this. Sorry. It should be like this, something like that. But this is slightly different, right? This shouldn't be. I shouldn't have anybody here. I'll have to fix this. This is not ideal. Something like these are the firestorm corners. Okay, gotta take this guy, put him here. I'm gonna put this guy somewhere here. Put him here. Got edge of area. I'm gonna have to put this guy here. Two guys here. One. I'll leave the space empty. Then I got 2 man markers. This is my corner routine. Right. This. Then go back and stay forward. And one guy on the line here. Something. So I get 2 jumpers here. 2 jumpers here. Right. And 2 man markers here. I got 2 already. Then got 1 edge of area. Oh, this is basically my corner routine. I'll save it for now. Then I'll sort it later. So attack is. Now this is my attacking routine. This is a short one. Give it to this guy. Send it to the side. These are my short routines. Yeah. And then for defending or free kicks, wide. I got far post. And far post again. There's somebody there. So this is basically it. Wide. I have 1 guy on the far post. Deep. I have 1 guy on the far post. That's it. Yeah. Because default, there's nobody marking your far post. Oh. So this tactic is like a crazy 3-4-3. Yeah. This is a crazy 3-4-3. It's a psychotic 3-4-3. This is a 3-4-3 you didn't get to see me play last night. Yeah. We can play it against each other if you want. Yeah, I think it'll be fun if I play against you guys with this. This is fun. But it was all out drama, man. Yesterday, me and Alpha were playing. Alpha had this 4-3-3. It was very nice 4-3-3, and yeah. But he scored some peach. I think you saw the goal, right? Right. Yeah, you saw the goal that I scored. I had a chat with Thomas Rincon, and the player would like to discuss and improve importance. He's 33 years old, but he's still got a lot of, he's really solid. Improve importance, yeah, he's very important. We can't afford to sign any more players. No, we'll do it later, okay? I need Rincon. I got no other players. We can't sign anybody, got no money, man. Beggars can't be choosers. We're gonna have to sell players. I'm trying to sell the youngsters now. See, all listed. I'm trying to offload a lot of these boys. Only keep the best 11 for each team. I can't afford to have too big of a youth team now. So essentially, that's done the training, the squad, the mentoring, the coaches, right? So we've done everything already. We just have to get ourselves a defending tactical coach and we'll be good to go. Other than that, I think, before we wrap this up, training, guys, for tactics, you want to know the right players for the positions, please have this up. Role ability, right? Quick pick. I don't know. I don't have any players in the club at the moment, so it would be very impossible to quick pick right now. But what will happen is you get the role ability showing the role ability will tell you which players are the best for that position after taking into account how good they are at their roles and how accomplished they are in their positions and how basically general ability. I'll play my tactic to bring your tactics with a long description of what I like to change, improve. No, I'm not looking at a tactic, Alpha. Alpha, if I improve your tactic, then it's gonna come back and bite me on the ass again. No, you improve your own tactic. I don't care. Okay, we'll look at the tactic later. It makes it more fun this way. I'll have to crack my head. Yeah, it's been a fun stream, guys. I hope that made it easier for you. I mean, do you guys have any questions before we wrap things up? Because Today's is like the setup. Why would your training screw up? That's what I wanted to do on today's show. Right? How could your training screw up? Why do you not leave it to the S-man? When do you not leave it to the S-man? It's fine to leave it to the S-man if you play one tactic. Right? But then you still have to go back in and you still have to do match preparation. Right? You can leave it to the S-man in that case, right? You can. But it will not be optimal because you're missing out match preparation. And if you're the sort of person who likes to change tactics, you never leave it to your S-man. That's it. If you're the sort that likes to play a 4-3-1-2 this season, maybe a 4-2-3-1 the next season, then it's okay. But if you're the kind of person like me who likes to change tactics every couple of months because it just feels like doing it, then it's not for you. Right? The S-man is just not going to be the perfect solution. So that is basically my point. The challenge here, you can circumvent the challenge somewhat if you leave it to the S-man. If you want to leave it to the S-man, then choose individual training fair players. Because then at least you have some control over their development, which direction they're shooting in. Because what the S-man just does is general training for the team. But you as the manager, you've determined, I want this player to develop in this direction, that player to develop in that direction. So in that particular case, you can leave it to the S-man. Then you leave it to the S-man, just add in match. Again, you end up going to match preparation because he doesn't do it for you, right? So to cut a long story short, that would be the approach I recommend if you're not sure. It's the first time you're playing the game. If you're more comfortable, then I would recommend you taking control of everything. On the next episode, the next time we do the training, I'm gonna play a few games, of course. I'm gonna try and finish the season quickly. And then or halfway through, just to see the development of these players, right? We'll discuss the development of the players, how they come along, then we'll look at this approach, see whether it's the correct approach to take with this team. And I'm pretty certain it will be the correct approach. Now it's okay, man, Alpha, you can use it in draft mode. Can you look at, I just did corner tactics. Set up corners, there we go. Defend, this is my defend corner routine. Jumper, 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 right? Area here is free because you want the goalkeeper to have the area reach and the command area to take over the ball here. Then 2 man markers with the blockers, 1 go back, 1 edge of the area to lead the counter attack. That's it. And then that's the defense routines, and then the attack is just this. My attack routines are sometimes, right? My attack routines are short. I use short corner routines. Hey, sorry. Show you the corner routines, right? So this is my defend corner routine. You got 2 at near post, 2 at far post. This is my attack corner routine. I just play short. That's all. That's it. It's a very simple setup for me. Yeah. I don't have this. I don't send it to the far post. I don't do any of this stuff. I just play it short. And this, actually, in this kind of setup, this guy is really important. I need him to have dribbling and long shots. Then what will happen is this guy will pass it to this guy, and he'll come in here, and then he says, "Hey, there's a shot to your head." Scores a goal. Yeah, I know. I saw it. It wasn't a screen, man. No worries. Yeah. No, it was very quick. I just realized. Yeah, I was looking up because the damn monitor's all the way up. There, I have to crane my neck. Well, I want to thank everybody. If you like the show, if you like the everything that we've done today, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It definitely helps the channel out. It helps me out. And if you popped in, I do apologize. I haven't really slept since yesterday, so you can still subscribe to this channel and hope that I get my I improve my sleeping patterns. It's thanks to the boys last night in the fantasy draft. It kept me awake the whole night. And then today I tried to fall asleep. It wasn't so easy, man. The kids got up and they said, "Daddy, you're not going to sleep." So I had to hang out with them. After I hung out with them, tried to fall asleep. Didn't really work out very well for me either. So yeah, so I might have been a bit here and there. I do apologize. In a nutshell, training hasn't changed from FM20. Nada. We have role ability, that doesn't affect training. Approach, still the same. The only thing in FM20, the only difference between FM21 and 20 is that now you have to add more rest sessions because in the first season, in the first year, we got to deal with fixture congestion as a result of what happened in the real world. Right, so you need to do active rotation, you need to have a bit more rest sessions. When it comes to the individual rest, make sure that your intensity is normal for your players as far as possible. And then workload is set to medium. You should be fine. You should be fine. Practice rotation and you should be good. Worry about positional familiarity. Don't worry about position, role, and duty, the thing over at the bottom, unless you are moving players around in your tactic. Right? That's the only time you worry about it. Other than that, you should be fine. I've done a lot of in-depth videos on set pieces, man, on the channel. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in. We will be doing, definitely I'll be doing more on the training. I just wanted to get something out today. And if, right, RDF has done a good video on training, and so has Foxy as well. Both of them also have done really good videos. I'll be doing more like the stream thing, what to watch out for, what not to watch out for, experiments with training, maybe time travel, Dr. Jit. I don't know, man. We're just messing around. So once again, thanks for all your support. You have a good one. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.